Hey guys, it's Lori here at Lore Stitches on YouTube and also at Lore Stitches over on Instagram. Welcome back today for Flosstube number 22. Hey guys, so if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Glad to have you back, spend some time with me, talk about cross stitching today. If you're new here, this is a channel where I talk about cross stitching, and yeah, so I hope you find something that you like and you stick around and enjoy and like, subscribe, and all the things. So today we're going to talk about a couple of different things. The first one I'm going to talk about is my daily 30. This is a whip that I've been working on with my friend Brandy. She is on Instagram and I will link her username below. I have failed this week. Every day this year I have stitched, and I have never done that before until this week. And there was one night where I came home and I just could not make myself do it. I was so exhausted that I was in bed early. And then last night, same thing. It was the end of my work week, and we've just had a crazy couple of weeks. So I did not stitch last night either. But she has been my support. We constantly message each other and let each other know how many we got on our dailies. She's doing 2 dailies. I am not that brave yet because I feel like I am good enough to do 1. And if I can do 1 this whole year and make some awesome progress, for me, that's a bonus. And maybe next year I can get better and do more. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So we'll talk about my daily 30. We'll talk about Wipgo goals. And then we'll also talk about my 50 before 50. I don't have any haul today except for some thread that I'll show you that I picked up for one of my 50 before 50s. And then, yeah, other than that, I don't have anything else. So it might be short and sweet today. Who knows? So let's start with my daily 30. Let me show you where I was last time. Okay, and this is Evidence-Based Practice by Lila and Co. on Instagram. So this is where I am now. I'm not taking it all the way out of the Q-snap. I have all the words are done. So all these words are done. Now it's just doing the border. And I messed up on this one because I found out that, see, I started over here. When I got to this D, I don't have enough space here for this to come all the way around because it goes in a big circle, the border does. So I ended up going back over on this side and frogging out all of this. And what I did was I just left the outline to right above the E here. So I'm doing the same thing over here. I just have the outline all the way above the D. And then I will just cut out all the rest of this on the side. And then I'm going to go back down here and go up a little bit here and do kind of the swoop down here. And so that way I'll just frame it directly on the sides of this, and it'll have a swoop on the top and a swoop on the bottom. And I'm really hoping that that's going to work okay because I should have started it like this and I didn't. I started it like this. So, yep, the stuff we do, and you know we've all done it, but technically, I have over 79% of this project completed. I have stitched 3,312 stitches on it, but then I pulled out some because I pulled out stuff over here. But it says I only have 859 to go, and that's not everything because I'm not going to stitch this and I'm not going to stitch this. So this should be done maybe this week even, because I'm typically averaging about 100 stitches a day. I try to, about 100, 150 stitches a day. But yeah, this is my project. This is on a fabric that I painted myself. It's just a very pale gray. And this is a Gina's Unique Boutique Scientist Needleminder. So that's where I am with my daily 30. This was also my 50 before 50 start number 2. So I will actually have a start and a finish, which is kind of nice. So that's where I am for this one. I only have one daily 30, so that's all that one. However, there were 2 Wipgo calls this month. I finished Thine is the Trick, and I showed you in the last video that one. So my next call was Lady of the Flag. She will look like this, except that I'm doing the blue conversion, and you can find the blue conversion on the Mirabilia Conversion Facebook page. They have it in their files. So let me show you where I was last time on that. And so my Wipgo goal was to complete her arm and the torch she's holding on the left side of the pattern. And I'm doing her skin 1/1, so it's a lot more stitches than it normally would be. And then I'm not doing any Krynic or beads until the very end. So when I'm completing the torch and the hand arm, I'm just getting everything done except for the beads and the Krynic, which I'll do at the end. Or PTB, because I sometimes sub out Petite Treasure Braid. So, goal is completed. As you can see, I got the torch in the arm done. And I started on the flag over here. I start a little bit down here, a little bit up here. But really the only thing she's got left is the big flag that drapes over her arm. And then there's a banner down here below her dress. But this fabric is by Fabric Flair at Cross Stitchery Express. It's on Facebook. This is a Gina's Unique Boutique needle minder. So, yeah. I really want to finish this project this year. It was on my goal list to finish last year, and I didn't, obviously. I didn't even touch her last year, actually, so that's not good. But she may become my daily 30 in April. I'm trying to decide. So if you have any preferences between Lady of the Flag and Midnight Enchanter, which is my other one that's close to being done, I want to focus on one of those two. And, you know, I could do this one in April and the other one in May. It doesn't really matter. It'd be nice if that one got called for May on my Wipgo on Midnight Enchanter, because then I could knock that out at the same time. But anyway, so this Wipgo goal is done. But again, I ultimately want to complete her for this year. Her hands look a little funny because there's no back stitching yet either. So that'll get fixed. But I was excited that I could cross her off my board this year because, like I said, I did not touch her last year and that got finished. So yay! I can't wait to do the beads though, because she'll have that stuff in her hair and she'll just be so blingy and sparkly and she's going to be beautiful. I can't wait. So that's Lady of the Flag. The only haul I got in was this thread, and this thread is Silks for You. It's PR 154 and PR 147. 154. Yep, and 147. They're very rich, vibrant colors. And I got these for my 50 before 50 start, Krozwyrd by Long Dog Samplers. My plans are to do all this background in the variegated purple colors, and then the boxes with the letters in the turquoise or teal color. And the fabric I picked is a Bestitch Me 18 count Aida called Dusk. It's a very pale purple, so it's really hard. It does not photograph well at all. Every time I photograph it, it looks gray. So you can somewhat see it here, but these are going to go on that, so I think they'll pop right off of that. And I plan for that to be my 50 before 50 start number 6. So I got those last night in the mail, literally last night in the mail. And this is a Pinky Promises bag on Etsy. So that's going to be start number 6. And then these are 7 and 8 in no particular order. I will just have to see what one strikes me first. The first one will be Nevermore by Lila or Lila's Studio. I'm trying to decide on a few different fabrics. One is Rainy Day by Bestitch Me. One is Gray Magic by Bestitch Me. And the other one is one of my fabrics that I did. It's called Dragon's Mist. So I'll have to figure out what I want to do for this one. I think that's a 14 count, so I've got to see if it'll fit on this one. But I have some of these old fabrics left, and I'm trying to just use them up. But I already have the threads pulled for it. So once I decide that one, that'll be number 6 or 7. I'm not sure which. No, 7 or 8. Because 6 will be Krozwyrd. For sure. This bag is by Quilting Grimalkin. And then this is a Pinky Promises bag. I have this one also kitted already. One Nation by Bygone Stitches. I will be stitching this on Picture This Plus Heroic. So it's kind of got some pinks and blues in it, but it's otherwise a neutral kind of fabric. I wasn't sure how big of a piece I'd need, so I have a 28 count Lugana quarter and a half. So I'll have to figure that out. But I already have all the threads for this too. So that's another one that I just want to get some stitches in, and it'll be my next 50 before 50 start. Very exciting though. I had contacted Victoria Clayton, who is the owner of Hand Dyed Fibers. She does dyed silks. And she's the one who did the conversion for Cottage Garden Sampling Santa's House. And so I had emailed her and asked if she was going to be doing any of the rest of the series. And she said she didn't realize it was a series. So I sent her a picture of the DMCs required. And she just messaged me this last week and invoiced me for the castle and the greenhouse, because I have those two, and they're also on my list to start 50 before 50. So those should be arriving next week, and then those will be on my list to start as well. So I'm just gonna, if I have the chance to start, I'm going to, because like I said, I think I figured out over 4 per month will equal 50 before next February. And so if I can get more in now, I tend to kind of slack off, it seems like, the end of the year and not do as much around Christmas time. So I need to prepare for my known, I don't know what it is when it comes to stitching for whatever reason. I think it's just because it gets so busy and I'm more focused on buying gifts for the families and everything like that, and I don't know, for whatever reason stitching doesn't appeal to me around that time of year. So, which is crazy because it's winter and that's when you think of that you want to stitch more, but whatever, I don't know. Anyway, so I need to do a lot more now while I'm in the mood to do that. So anyway, as you can see, I'm filming in a different place than I normally do. I ended up getting a new camera holder, which is nice because Eva, my cat, my Maine Coon cat, for those that haven't seen her yet, she tends to knock the other one down. She likes to get up and try to lay underneath it, and it's got short little stubby legs on it, and then she tips it over. It's top heavy because it has a ring light around it, although I don't use the ring light on it. So typically when I film sitting right over there at my desk, right there. And you can see this is right here. I've got the window that I look out. But since I got this cool stand, I decided to film here, which is actually where I sit and stitch. Because I have the TV in front of me here. I've got my light here. And then I've got my cutting table right next to me here. And back here was my potting table. And since we got the greenhouse done, my husband and I were able to move the potting table outside. So that left a space clear. And then he was able to get up the crown molding all around my ceilings. So that's all done. And then he put up my shelves here. So he got all that done within the last week or two. So I have not decorated my shelves yet because literally they were just put up last week. So I did bring home one of my stitching designs from work because I'm slowly bringing home bags full of things that I've accumulated in my office over the last 5 years. So I just stuck that up there. So I'll have to decorate that however I decide to do that. But yeah, so you'll see that kind of changing. And I don't know if I will stay filming this way or film back over there or what, but for now I had the stand set up right in front of me here to see where it kind of fit height-wise, and it actually fits perfectly like this. So I decided to try it here. I'm intending to get a chase lounge to put right here. And then that way I can put my feet up and stitch and watch TV, and I have the table here if I need it. Yeah, so that's the ultimate plan, but we haven't bought the chair that's going to go over here yet. So we'll see how that goes. I had seen a neat chair that kind of has a little table that flips up, which would be perfect because I usually have my patterns scanned in either to GoodNotes or markup, and that way I have that right there so I can highlight them off as I'm stitching them. So I got to figure out how that works because this sits back just a little bit from here. So I've got to figure out if I need like a side table or what for that. So I'm excited to kind of move forward with that. I'm excited that there's a duct that goes above my head right here. And so he put a couple extra coats of paint on that. We've got to get some trim to go around the corners of the box to make that look a little bit better. But then my craft room will be officially done. I've got the tops of the bookshelves I've got to put on too because I got the Billy bookcases from IKEA, and they come with extensions with another shelf on the top, but I didn't want to do that until the crown molding was up. So now that it's up, I can add those extensions on there. So that's pretty exciting. I'll have more storage and book space. And then that means I have to fill it, so there is that. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. We're in the eclipse path, so in the next couple of weeks, we intend to see a lot of traffic here, and I decided to take off the afternoon of work to watch the eclipse because I have never seen one before. So I thought, hey, if we're in the path of totality, why not, and we have 10 acres out in the country, so we don't have to go somewhere specifically to see it happen. I think some of my family members might come over too to watch it because we have a lot of trees in the back of our property, and then like scattered trees throughout the rest. So there's nothing that would block our view. It'll be awesome. So I think my aunts had talked about coming out here and watching it. We'll see if they do or not, but driving that day might be a total nightmare. So we'll see. I was going to work that morning, but already the administration's coming down saying if we don't have people showing up, we may just go to a skeleton crew that day and, we'll be here. But I took off at noon. I don't know how the drive is going to be. It's normally 6 minutes to my house, but we do live sort of on a main road. Not on a main road. We live on a country road, but it's like 2 miles north of the main road. So it might take me a longer time to get home that day. I'm not sure. So I'm trying to decide if I want to take the whole day off or just take the half day or what. So I don't have a whole lot of PTO left. And my last day there is May 16th. So I'm just trying to use what I have up, I guess. But anyway, is anybody traveling for the eclipse at all? I have heard that the corona is beautiful, like the ring around the sun when the moon is in the front, and that it fades to, darkness for like 3 minutes or something, and then there's some really neat lights on the horizon and such. So I'm excited to see it. It's kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity for me because I've never traveled anywhere else to see it before. So it's kind of exciting. I also feel like working in healthcare, we always joke about the full moon. And then one of the MAs was telling me that there's a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse. And I'm just like, whew, that's going to cause a lot of problems, I think, for us. Because I feel like people get super irritable and a little on the irrational side during those times of the month. And I don't know why, but for whatever reason, the full moon is usually what causes it. But now when we have all this other stuff going on, I don't know how that's going to be. So we'll find out. And then last weekend I planted 120 flowers. I planted some pansies and violas and stock. Today I have my ranunculus corms soaking, so you got to soak those for 4 to 6 hours, and then I'll get a tray and lay those out. And I need to start my peppers and tomatoes in the greenhouse so that we can get them outside in the garden when they're ready. I already have garlic planted from last fall out there, and I'm going to do some bunching onions and radishes here while it's cooler. But yeah, that's about it, I think, for me. So I appreciate you all watching. If you hung in this far, thank you for doing that. And this will be kind of a short one today because, like I said, I've only really worked on 2 projects in the last couple of weeks. So next time I hope to show you some new starts. And it'll be right around, will it be around the 1st of April? It might be right after the 1st of April, so I'll show you everything I complete on my daily 30, but maybe I might just show you a picture because if it's done, I might have taken it to the framer already, so we'll see. Yeah, and then you guys can see it when it comes back. So anyway, that's it for me, and I hope you guys are having a great time stitching, getting lots of progress, doing all the things, and please like and subscribe. And I will see you in a couple weeks in the next one. Bye.